Cicada 3301. Cicada 3301 is easily one of the coolest mysteries on the internet. If you follow just general creepy stuff online, then you definitely already know about this mysterious puzzle that surfaced back in 2012. However, if you aren't familiar and you want to listen to this guy talk about an internet mystery that's over 10 years old now, then stick around as I try to uncover some answers about the mysterious Cicada 3301. On January 4th, 2012, a mysterious series of posts were made on the random thread of the website 4chan. The post itself was an image that contained a brief message that read, "Hello, we are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There is a message hidden in this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that will make it all the way through. Good luck." The message was signed 3301, and it sparked a massive internet-wide search where the best and brightest attempted to solve the puzzles. Many different communities formed, working together to solve the puzzle, as well as speculate onto who Cicada 3301 was. While theories began to form, many speculated that it was just an elaborate online troll, but as people got deeper into the puzzle, that began to appear less likely. The puzzles themselves appeared immensely difficult, at least for a layman. In order to solve these puzzles, you would have had to have been relatively familiar with skills such as coding, cryptology, and steganography. I'm going to attempt to walk you through how the first puzzle was solved, so stay with me, this might get a little convoluted. Opening the file of the original image in a text editing software revealed a hidden message with a cipher. People who were able to decipher the message discovered a link, which led them to another image. The second image was of a duck, with the text, "Whoops, just decoys this way. Looks like you can't guess how to get the message out." This led to a dead end for many. However, some people discovered that if you ran the JPEG through a software called Outguess, you'd be able to discover more hidden messages. Deciphering this led to a subreddit all about a book called, well, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. It's what's on the screen right now. The book is a collection of stories in Middle Welsh from the 12th and 13th centuries. A separate code that was discovered through other clues, along with the book, allowed people to discover a series of digits that many believed to be a phone number. Calling this number would direct you to this pre-recorded message.
Very good. You have done well. There are 3 prime numbers associated with the original final .jpeg image. 3301 is one of them. You will have to find the other 2. Multiply all 3 of these numbers together and add a .com on the end to find the next step. Good luck. Goodbye.
Using the clue in the message, people were able to discover that the 2 missing numbers were actually the dimensions of the original image, the height being 503 and the width being 509. Multiplying both of these numbers, along with 3301, would give you 845145127. Following the steps that the message provided, adding a .com at the end and heading to the website would present you with a countdown. By the end of the countdown, the page would refresh and leave a list of coordinates to follow. These coordinates would lead to cities all over the world, including Sydney, Australia, Warsaw, Poland, Paris, France, New Orleans, Miami, Seattle, and several others. This is right around the time where people began to speculate that a powerful organization was behind this puzzle, as opposed to just some internet troll. The fact that it was leading to multiple different countries implied that a well-funded organization had to be behind this, and that it was using this scavenger hunt as some sort of recruitment tool. For those able to visit these locations, the scavenger hunt continued. Arriving at one of these coordinates, people would find these flyers with a cicada and a QR code on them. Scanning the QR code would lead to another image that contained hidden messages to be deciphered. This pattern would continue until leading to a website that could only be accessed on the dark web. If you're unfamiliar, the dark web refers to the areas of the internet that people can't normally access. It is a completely unregulated section of the internet that allows for a lot of black market crime to take place. In order to access the dark web, you have to access it using a Tor browser, which your average person doesn't have. This is where the road ended for many people participating in the puzzle, but few people were able to access it and report their findings. The website itself looked to be the final part of the puzzle, but when most people tried to access the site, a message would appear simply reading, "We want the best, not followers." And that was it. Presumably, the members of Cicada were disappointed that many people were spreading the puzzles around, as well as how to solve them. They would also post other messages in the subreddit, which warned people against sharing their findings, as they only wanted those who could solve the puzzles on their own. So the final website was limited only to the first few people that were able to reach it, locking out everyone else. And that's where the road ended for most everybody. Beyond this point, we don't know anything for sure. It's all speculative. While there are some people to have come forward claiming to have solved everything and were granted access to the website, we are unable to confirm who's telling the truth or not, so take everything from here on out with a grain of salt. A month later, Cicada would make another post, reading, "Hello. We have found the individuals we sought. Thus our month-long journey ends, for now. Thank you for your dedication and effort. If you were unable to complete the test or did not receive an email, do not despair. There will be more opportunities like this one. Thank you all. 3301. The message implied that they had found whoever they were looking for, and that other opportunities would be made sometime in the future. And sure enough, there were. On January 4th, 2013, Cicada would post to the subreddit once again, this time reading, "Hello again. Our search for intelligent individuals now continues. The first clue is hidden within this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us." And once again, this led to a very elaborate scavenger hunt. Now, I won't go over how the second puzzle was solved, mostly because it's very similar to how the first one was solved. It involved deciphering codes from the metadata of the images they were providing, leading to books, links, and coordinates to real locations. Most of this puzzle is largely unknown, as Cicada would never post a final message claiming to have found who they were looking for, as they did with the first puzzle, but this still wouldn't be the end. On January 4th, 2014, another post was made by Cicada, this one reading, "Hello, Epiphany is upon you. Your pilgrimage has begun. Enlightenment awaits. Good luck." Once again, this would lead to a massive scavenger hunt. What's interesting is that it seems like this puzzle was actually never able to be completely solved. Later on in the puzzle, people would be redirected to a book that they would have to decipher in order to find clues. But for the third puzzle, it looked like the book that they had been redirected to this time around was actually written by Cicada. The book was titled Liber Primus, and was written entirely using the runic alphabet. So not only did people have to translate what's actually being said in the book, but the translations themselves seemed like complete gibberish and also had to be deciphered. This has made solving the puzzle that much harder, and to this day, only small sections of the book have been fully deciphered. From there, the trail went cold. Cicada would make another post, telling people to continue to look at the book and try to decipher its full message. But since then, Cicada hasn't posted anything since 2017, which leads to the question that's at the center of this video. What is Cicada 3301? Well, before we get into some accounts from people who've claimed to have completed the whole puzzle, let's get into some theories. Of course, at the beginning, everyone assumed that Cicada was just some elaborate online troll. Someone posting cryptic messages for the sake of a joke, I guess. Or just looking to waste people's time and become internet viral for a little while. But as the puzzles became more elaborate and complex, even leading to different locations across the world, many began to speculate that it must be some powerful secret organization like the New World Order, Illuminati, or some shadowy government entity looking to recruit people for some nefarious scheme. Some believe that it might be a recruitment tool used by the notorious online hacker group Anonymous. And some less cool but more plausible explanations are that it's actually a recruitment tool for the CIA, NSA, or some sort of other government entity. This theory is possible, since government entities have been known to do things like this in the past in order to recruit new members. In 2013, the British intelligence agency, the GCHQ, used a similar ARG-inspired cryptic puzzle to recruit new members into the agency, along with other major corporations such as Google and the US Navy. So this theory is very possible, however it does have its detractors, one of which is a man named Joel Eriksson. He solved the puzzle back in 2013. Joel is a crypto security researcher and developer from Sweden, whom was one of the many people able to solve the first puzzle and reach the website right after it had locked everyone out. Erickson doubts the theory of it being some government entity like the CIA due to how anonymous the posts appear. Typically when a corporation or government entity does this, they'll make it publicly known, as was the case with the GCHQ, which leads us to the final account that we will talk about. Marcus Wehner. Wehner was a Virginia Tech alum who claimed to have solved the first puzzle and was one of the first people allowed entry through the Tor website. According to Marcus, the ones who solved the puzzle were asked questions about their support of information freedom, online privacy, and rejection of censorship. Those who answered satisfactorily at this stage were invited to a private meeting where they were instructed to devise and complete a project. Marcus couldn't complete his work on a method of general decryption, and the website was later removed after a while of inactivity from the other recruits. Presumably, the other recruits weren't really all that interested in working on this project, and with no other puzzles to solve, they kinda just lost interest and stopped interacting. So eventually the website was taken down. Much of Wehner's account comes directly from an interview with the YouTuber Nox Populi, who also claims to have solved the second puzzle. Interestingly enough, Nox Populi's account of what happened after solving the second puzzle is different from the accounts of those who solved the first one. He claims that he was directed to a messaging service with one of the members. He was asked to become a member of Cicada 3301, and after agreeing, he was told to be patient, and after years of silence, Nox Populi gave up hope of ever being contacted by them again. These accounts have been corroborated by other alleged recruits, however none of them can be confirmed. According to the likes of Wehner, Nox Populi, and Joel Erickson, it is likely that Cicada 3301 is just a small group of like-minded cryptologists working together to create software compatible with their beliefs, such as freedom, privacy, and security. Nothing more, nothing less. Not as cool as a shadowy government, but still pretty interesting. As Erickson points out, the structure of the puzzles wasn't actually as complex as you'd initially think. It appears that it was made to look like a powerful secret society had set this all up, but Erickson claims that the puzzles were simple enough that, really, it could have all been set up by one person who had the time and energy to do it. A video done by the YouTuber Let Me Know, who made a video on this topic that goes into more detail, pointed out that with the city locations, every flyer that you'd find at each coordinate was no farther than an hour away from the city's major airport, meaning it is plausible for one person with money to spend to be able to fly to all of these cities and set this all up entirely themselves in an attempt to make it look like a much bigger organization. But that's really all we have to go on, and Cicada hasn't made any new posts since 2017. So, what is Cicada 3301? Well, we don't really know, and we will likely never know for sure. But at least, if the accounts of the self-proclaimed winners are to be trusted, then Cicada appears to be a secret society formed by like-minded cryptologists whom use this ARG as a recruitment tool to try and get new members to begin programming software that would share and uphold their values of freedom, security, and privacy. And that's as far as we know. We don't know of any members who are public, and we don't know any more about this project that they were working on and trying to recruit others to work on as well. But I do think that's the fun part about all of this. We will never really know for sure. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me taking you down this little rabbit hole. I don't know, I find these internet mysteries to be really fascinating, and this was one that I was really looking forward to doing. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next video. Peace.